guidance to encourage the creative abilities of the students in the right direction and equip them with technical knowledge and mold them into successful professionals. The courses that we offer at this institute are B.Arch, which is a 5 years course, B.Design, which is a 4 years course, and M.Arch, that is a 2 years course, and that is in 3 streams we have. That is in M.Arch Landscape Architecture, M.Arch Interior Architecture, and M.Arch in Construction Management. And we have also PhD. And we have many PhD scholars also in our institute right now taking the coaching for that. And evaluation, we follow internal and external assessments. And there's a lot of importance given to attendance also. And as far as teaching pedagogy is concerned, we use audio, visual, and interactive seminars. We have smart classrooms with LCD projectors. We often take students to construction sites for hands-on experience. We organize tours to places of architectural importance for professional exposure. Academic monitoring is regularly done. Eminent professionals are invited to address students on current trends. Additional tutorials are given to weak students, and student problems are addressed through mentors, regular class committee meetings, and there are suggestion boxes also for the students. And as far as the student achievements are concerned, our students have won many awards in intra and inter-university competitions in creativity-based designs, as well as sports and cultural activities, photography. And our students also won awards in competitions conducted by national important institutions like a DDA, COA, and the Institution of Interior Designers, ISOLA, etc. And some of the students won even international competitions in many designs. And for more details, our dean will explain later. And students also won monetary awards and for startup for innovation in construction techniques and new materials. We encourage a lot of research from the students. And as far as the staff achievements are concerned, a number of our staff are regularly invited by other universities, national and international, to deliver talks on architecture-related topics. They have also published research papers in many national and international journals. They are also invited to conduct inspections in other schools of architecture or technical institutes by Council of Architecture or AICTE. 2 of our professors won awards of honorarium by Virginia Tech University for their research concept notes. Some of our professors were invited by Dubai government as consultants for fire safety, and there are many more achievements which is not feasible for me to explain in this short time. And to the freshers, I would say that having qualified in NATA, you have already proved your aptitude for this noble profession. And I'm sure with the able guidance of well-qualified and dedicated staff and supporting management, you will all come through the course in flying colors. From parents, we request with due regards assurance of disciplinary behavior by your wards. We sincerely request you to take keen interest on the progress of your wards and kindly monitor their regularity in attendance to college, whether it is online or offline. Please do interact with the staff and take their suggestions seriously. If we bridge this communication gap, I'm sure we can achieve our common goal of educating the youngsters very efficiently. And one thing more which I would like to stress here is, after all, this is a technical course, whether it is B.Arch or B.Design or M.Arch. And sitting at home and trying to read the books without attending the classes just will not do. People, students have to attend the classes for their betterment. And I do hope parents do take note of this and then guide their wards. And before I go further, I would like to say a few words about our management and about our president. Engineer A.C. Shanmugam is son of Chancellor A.C. Shanmugam. He is the youngest president of Fed University. A distinguished engineering graduate of our university, he had taken over the mantle of the university at a very, very young age and displayed a great maturity, forward thinking, and leadership qualities. Under his administration, university entered into MOUs with foreign universities in UK, Australia, Malaysia, China, and Japan for development of education and research in academic and industrial areas. In short, he is an efficient administrator, perceptive educationist with a focus on latest developments in the field of education. And with his support and encouragement, we have managed to organize many educative programs and take the Faculty of Architecture forward in the in a very few years. And I'm sure we'll continue to do good work under his guidance. Welcome to all of you once again and all the rest. And do be positive and be sincere in your efforts. If you want to educate yourself, we will educate you. But if you don't want to, we cannot help that. But we expect you to put in all your efforts. And we are here to help you all. All the best.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi ma'am. Students, that was Meenakshi ma'am, Director of FOA, the First Lady Architect of Chennai. So that was a privilege to have been addressed by ma'am. I kindly request Dr. Shweta Madhusudanan, our Dean, to please address our parents and students.
Very good morning to all of you. With the blessings of our Chancellor and our President Sir, motivational support of our President Sir, I think we are able to just to add on to ma'am's sharing. I'd like to add on a few things which we are doing regularly. We usually arrange tours for all our students across all disciplines, all verticals, including BR, MR, and B design. And at this juncture, I would like to welcome our Vice Chancellor, ma'am, Dr. Geeta Lakshmi, ma'am, who's been a continuous support and encouraging, and in all streams, in all things we do. I think she's one of the major pillars of our university. So I would like to extend a warm welcome, and I request ma'am to say a few words about our department.
Thank you for inviting me for the induction program of the architecture, bachelor degree in architecture. It's really wonderful because I always admire architects because they always have space-saving ideas, landmarking ideas of their building, and whatever we need in a space to be given, even in a small space, they make life comfortable. So that is how I will see the architect, and how they design even a small space and even a bigger space, and in height and in width, whatever it is. So marvels are made by architect, and still more to be done. And latest technologies which has come, which has done to rebuild, to build a structure. It takes a few months to, even for a 60, for more than a 50-story building. That's what I see in many of the journals and newspapers. So I think so the students who have been inducted today would do marvels in future, and get a name that they are graduated from Dr MGR Educational Research Institute. because sometimes I see somewhere, some of them, they say I graduated from MGR Madurai. So that is how they say, and I, on behalf of the management, I welcome you all on behalf of our chairman AC Shanmugam, President ACS Arun Kumar, who have been making this educational institution to cater to the society. So the betterment of always education brings the betterment of the public and the nation. So we should thank our management for giving you the opportunity today to go through this course. Thank you one and all, and I thank the department team, dean, professors and others who had made it possible to induct today as early. I think so you are the earliest one to induct the students. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, our Vice Chancellor. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure our students would definitely take your advice and then move forward in the journey with us hereafter. Thank you so much, ma'am. In continuation with what Dean ma'am was saying, okay, I would like Dean ma'am to just add on to those points, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Cindy ma'am. So I welcome all of you on behalf of Faculty of Architecture, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute. So you're going to have a beautiful journey throughout your 5-year program, 4-year program for B Design, and 2-year program for Masters. And we've also added some integrated course wherein the other students, other streams like B.Tech Civil or B Design students can take up their master program. It's an integrated program of landscape and project management, and also interior design and project management, where you can face the industry very well. So these are the additional advantages of our department being in a deemed university. And more to what ma'am has already told you, shared with you. I'd like to say that we encourage students to participate in a lot of competitions. And to add on to that, recently, just 1 week back, we have received from Council of Architecture, Delhi, saying that our students have bagged 4 entries they have made, and all the 4 entries have got prizes worth 10,000 each for documentation and heritage of buildings under the heading category indigenous dwellings. So I'm very proud that not even the competitions at national level, also international level. One of our student in MARC interior, she has bagged around 2.5 lakhs worth price in furniture from a furniture company in Italy. So very, very happy to say that not only in academics, overall we take care of the grooming of the child, overall grooming of the child in our department. So once your child comes in, he is our child now from 9 to 5, and 24/7 we are available to attend to parents' inquiries and also to student queries. So as ma'am already rightly pointed out, we are following ISO 20001 audit, and every 6 months our audit is being done, and also we are an accredited institution, and also we are trying to go for MBA accreditation. So overall, internationally, we are trying to match with all the standards of at international level. So hope you enjoy your journey with us. I wish you all the best. So only one request to your parents: we are there to support your child, to groom your child each and every step they take. But we need your support. So I request all of you to at least monitor your child's progress every month, monthly once. The class in charge is available, our heads are available, HOD and additional registrar, Dr. Radhika, she is available, and myself, Dean, I'm available, and our director, ma'am, and we have our additional HOD and deputy HOD. So to answer to your queries and any suggestions, any problems, we immediately attend to that and see to that everything is solved then and there. So we request all parents and and I think Asmi ma'am and other faculty will tell you about what are the do's and don'ts of our university, and what are the general basic responsibilities of being a parent as well as a student. What is he supposed to do in the campus, outside the campus, and everything will be read out. So please follow the instructions, and we have a special system called Jack Prodigy, wherein a login ID and password is given to the student, and the parents are also have the equal responsibility to take in the login ID. So that all the assignments, events, seminars, whatever is happening in the university or in the department level is being shared in Jack Prodigy. So please go through any meetings, fees, payments, your webinars, your seminars, everything is being updated in Jack Prodigy. So please go through. I request all the parents to keep in track of this Jack Prodigy system and make use of and we welcome you to our university also. Please find time to come to our university and spend time with us. So thank you all, and welcome all of you to this wonderful department. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am. Dear students and parents, that was Dean Dr. Shweta Madhusudanan addressing you. Thank you so much, ma'am. We will now move on to introducing our department heads, our dear colleagues, the non-teaching team, and because that is the backbone of our department. So may I request Architect Malavika to please do the honors.
Yes, Dr. Shweta Madhusudanan, ma'am. Professor Radhika, ma'am. Professor Fatima Taskin, ma'am. Architect Indrapriya, ma'am. Dr. Jayanti, ma'am. Professor Suresh Babu, sir. Professor Glory Brown. Professor Vinolia, ma'am. Architect Deepika, ma'am. Architect Vidya, ma'am. Architect Kumareshwari, ma'am. Architect Mugamige, ma'am. Mr. Thomas, sir. Mrs. Saujanya, ma'am. Architect Simi, ma'am. Architect Mohanapriya, ma'am. Architect Aranya Meenu, ma'am. Mr. Ponkumar, sir. Architect Mohammad Wasim, sir. Mr. Sivaraman, sir. Professor Pavitra, ma'am. Professor Vilasini, ma'am. Architect Sona, ma'am. Architect Jashwant Kumar, sir. Architect Maheshwari, ma'am. Architect Zakia, ma'am. Architect Vedavali, ma'am. Architect Malavika. Architect Surendra, sir. Architect Vaishnavi, ma'am. Dr. Kumudavali, ma'am. Architect Pratap Chandran, sir. Architect Anita, ma'am. Architect Selva Prakash, sir. Architect Usha Kiran sir, Architect Rajalakshmi ma'am, Mr. Karthikeyan sir, Mr. Madhusudanan sir, Miss Geeta ma'am, Miss. Now I would like to introduce the non-teaching staff. Mrs. Devaki ma'am, Miss Lada ma'am, Mrs. Shanti ma'am, Mrs. Vidubala ma'am, Mr. Krishnamurthy sir, Mr. Sengutuvan sir, Mr. Jayachandran sir, Mrs. Saranya ma'am, Mrs. Mitusha ma'am. Now I would like to introduce the SSL staffs. Now, ma'am, Vedavali ma'am.
Good morning, Nitin. Warm welcome to you. Yeah, we'll have you on board in a little while from now. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Yeah.
So I'm very happy, and I think Sharmili is also joined, our guest of the day, Nitin Pratap, and hi Sharmili, Nitin Pratap and Sharmili. So we are very happy to say that both of them are alumni. I think second batch and third batch students from 94, 95 batches. So I'm very happy to invite them, and very proud because they're doing very well. One is in Sharmili is in US and Nitin is in Dubai, and he also accompanied us when we received the Global Education Awards in Architecture from the Dubai government. So I'm very happy. Welcome Nitin, welcome Sharmili. Ma'am, thanks ma'am. Please continue.
Good morning all. I take privilege in introducing Team SSL. SSL Architects and Associate was founded in 2016 as a subsidiary architecture firm of FOA, Dr MGR Educational and Research Institute, at the behest of its founder chairman Sir A.C. Shanmugam. The firm functioned under the leadership of our Dean A.R. Shweta Madhusudanan, along with a team of dedicated staff members who are practicing the architects. The firm has gone a long way from designing independent homes to residential apartments, schools, hotels, etc., and also participated in architectural competition promoted by public and private undertakings. The firm has a unique feature where all the designs are scrutinized under the expert eye of all its members before it is presented to the client to ensure quality works. The members of SSL Architects and Associates are Architect Praveen, Architect Abdul Kayum, Architect Janani, Architect Sanjay, and Architect Saravanan.
Thank you so much, Architect Veda. So that was pretty much about our teaching faculty, non-teaching, and our SLL team. I would just like to add a small point over here. We are actually having a little more than the balanced ratio, which is prescribed by Council of Architecture, where the professors, associate professors, and assistant professors, the ratio that we maintain is much more than what is prescribed by the Council of Architecture. So that is really an achievement, and we are really proud of our Faculty of Architecture department. I would like to now call upon Architect Vaishnavi, my colleague, to introduce our guest of the day, our first guest, Architect Sharmili. Over to you, Vaishnavi, ma'am.
A warm welcome. A warm welcome to all the students who have joined today. I'm privileged to welcome Architect Sharmili Vellandurai. She is a corporate workplace strategist and program leader with leading tech companies in Silicon Valley, California. She is a landscape architect and sustainability consultant with PMP and LEED certification, who was mentored by architects from PWP and Sasaki. She fabricates her rich cultural background to all aspects of her work. As academician, she has mentored architecture students who have pursued their masters in top universities like Harvard, GSD, Al Urbana campaign. She is passionate about AI and architecture, the future of workplace and climate change in coastal cities. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Simi, can you confirm that you're able to hear me?
Yes, yes, Shamili. I'm just about to run your presentation. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Thank you. A very good morning to everyone. Yeah. It's indeed a pleasure to be, back after 26 years as an alumni of MGR University. I take immense pleasure in welcoming the batch of 2021 to the Fraternity of Architecture as you start a new page in your life. I want to thank the Faculty of Architecture for giving me this opportunity to interact with young, aspiring minds. Today, I want to share with you the impact of architecture on my personal and professional life. My transformation from a student of architecture to a landscape architect, being drawn towards nature and moving into sustainability, where I uncovered my roots, and then managing people with compassion and empathy, and today being a program lead, has been a joyous but intense roller coaster ride for the last 26 years. Today, we are living amidst a pandemic and working towards the future. The built environment has undergone a major transformation, and we are being challenged in everything that we do, right from going to work, working in our environment, bringing children from school, to the very point of even breathing the air around us. We are redefining the way we live and how we use our spaces. So how do we create safe environments for human beings that withstand time and its effects like tsunami, COVID, or any pandemic over the course of time? I would say the answer to this is we need to design intuitive, creative, and intelligent spaces that nourish our children, that foster our senior citizens, and transform our youth to be more creative and be more innovative. I'm connecting my dots backward and trying to highlight 3 people who have inspired me during my course of career. The first one being Steve Jobs. As you see, Simi has, flashed the presentation. I've always been fascinated by the technology and the design knowledge that Steve Jobs comes with. Who is the Steve Jobs? He's the CEO of Apple. He was a very passionate perfectionist who worked on 5 core design principles: simplicity, friendliness, minimalism, precision, and focus. Did Steve Jobs just design the Apple iPhones just like that? If you look at the image here, you just see the apple and forget the realistic apple, where we say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. When we think of Apple, we are thinking simultaneously the iPhone and the apple that we eat. Look at the amount of branding and the way that he's been able to imprint this logo into our mind and the technology behind that. It was a very rough road for Steve Jobs. It was never easy. He had to start his company in a garage. He was fired from Apple. He had to read a lot of inspirational books written by leaders from the East to come up with this intuitive ability. So when we're fighting through a pandemic, I think it's not enough just for you to come to your class and do your work, but do a lot of things out of the box to withstand time and its effects. Next slide, please. The next person that I wanted to talk about is Jeffrey Bava. Simi, have you changed the slides?
Yes, I'm gonna change.
Thank you. So the next person is Jeffrey Bava. Jeffrey Bava is a Sri Lankan Asian architect who was the guiding force behind tropical modernism, which is nothing but creating the indoor and the outdoor in such a way that there is a thin line, that you're always with nature. So his metaphor was design with nature, while Steve Jobs was design with technology. Bava was a lawyer who then became an architect at the age of 38. It was not easy for him. He bought a rubber estate in Sri Lanka and didn't know how to design it. And then he was like, okay, let me go back to Oxford and then the Royal British Architects College and then finish everything and come back. So today he's an eminent architect of the 21st century who's a recipient of the Aga Khan Award. I strongly suggest that you go and explore some of the works of Jeffrey Bava. The picture here is the Kandalama Heritage Resort, which is a UNESCO certified building. And if you see, the existing mountain was not disturbed while the building was built around the natural ecosystem, and you see that the monkey is also part of the ecosystem. So designing with nature is including the ecosystem, the people in the ecosystem, be it plants, animals, or whatever it is. So I drew a lot of my inspiration from Bava, be it interfacing technology and nature, or designing for people and interfacing nature into it. Next slide, please. So the third person that I want to talk about is Marie Kondo. She's a comparatively a young person who is a tidying expert. So how did she come up with the concept of KonMari system? Is that she lived in Japan where the spaces are very tight, and she was the mom of two beautiful kids who wanted more space to go and explore. So she started this art of tidying up, and today she lives in Los Angeles doing the decluttering of spaces for a lot of celebrities. So what has she done to us? She has taught us how to declutter our space and brought into focus that clear spaces give you clear thinking and they transform your life. Next slide, please. So I would say we should approach design during a pandemic time like this, taking into all the three parameters like design with technology, design with nature, and design with mindfulness. Being very mindful of your environment and how you design it is very important. Spaces have a huge effect on the human brain and its functionality. So it's very important to understand how we connect interior and exterior with our spaces. So what is nature teaching us, or what has architecture taught us? There's a beautiful plumeria flower here. As a kid, I was so astonished by its color and the way it falls on ground. And the way I saw it is much different from what I see the plumeria right now. The plumeria symbolizes eternity. What has architecture taught me, or where has it taken me? In my lexicon, architecture is the integration of the left brain, which is your analytical and critical thinking, with your right brain, which is your creativity and intuition, where you combine both these together and fabricate it with your heart to create the essence of the space. Finally, I found out architecture is the art of structuring your inner self. That is what architecture is all about. We design buildings which are physical, but we design it for people. People are living beings, and buildings are supposed to be treated as living systems. So living beings stay in living systems. So how can we differentiate ourselves from this? Don't pursue your passion directly, but pursue the things that will empower you. Create simple, clear, and clutter-free design that embeds the latest of technology. Create a design from nature. Take nature as a model to create your design, and the world will love you. Revisit your roots and your vernacular culture and tradition to understand design deeply. If you see people like Jeffrey Baba or Marie Kondo, they took their cultural roots and built upon it to the modern technology. Lastly, I want to quote a few lines from Mahakavi Bharati. நிமிர்ந்த நன்னடை நேர்கொண்ட பார்வையும் நிலத்தினில் யாருக்கும் அஞ்சாத நெறிகளும் திமிர்ந்த ஞானச் செருக்கும் இருத்தல் வேண்டும். Create spaces or design things that will empower our human brains, that will make you stand with courage, conviction, and confidence. Thank you for giving me this beautiful opportunity. Bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharmili. Actually, students and parents, I would like to share something. Architect Sharmili is in a total different time zone now. If I'm not mistaken, is it 1 a.m. there, Sharmili?
No, it's around 10 p.m.
Okay. It's 10 p.m. So that's how committed our alumni are. And we are so glad that you spoke in a very different approach because as beginners, I think our students, freshers are just not yet to take, stuff that is going to go over the board for them. But I think you literally killed it, Sharmili. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is mine.
Yeah. Can I ask you something which probably the students also would want to find out? How is the work culture different in California where you are put up from what is in like Chennai or any city in India?
I think the Silicon Valley is a space for innovation. We have the Google office, the Apple, Facebook, Amazon. Everything is pretty much predominant here. So it's a very open culture, but highly creative and highly talented people are here. And people here are constantly looking for the essence of the space. So I think that is one of the key factors as to how they form their success. So a great place to work, provided you are equipped with good academic background and a lot of knowledge by reading a lot of books and opening your eyes to the inner and the outer world.
Thank you, Sharmili. Also, one more question, if I can ask you. You have totally taken a different route from core architecture, if I understand, because even I think our parents and students, they all ask us one question as to what can I do after I graduate. So I think one of the options that we have as an example is what you do, Sharmili. So could you please, throw light on what actually is your focus now?
Yes. So architecture, like I told you, it can transition into a lot of things over the period of time. I started my career as an architect, and then I have found passion in landscape architecture. So I did my master's and moved into that. And once I came back to the US, I found sustainability as a key factor in designing buildings. The LEED, which is the leadership in energy and environmental design, is, I would say, the next step of taking my career to the next step of working on certifying buildings and trying to make sure that the buildings are green and not just sticking to the design part of it. But as I progressed into sustainability, I found that I had more people skills, and I had the ability to be a leader or run a group of architects or high-level profile, people who are into the architecture field. So not necessarily that you have to stick just to being into an office, but today in the tech world, you have workplace resources. It's nothing but facilities management. It's about doing innovation design and being an in-house architect for all these tech firms. So you work with technology, you work with artificial intelligence, You work on architecture and you work on environment. So the work that I'm doing right now is a program lead. It combines artificial intelligence, it combines the environment, and it combines the socio-economic aspects. So architecture is a wide horizon, and you need to keep up with the technology, and you need to keep up with how the world is changing. So I hope that answers your question, Simi.
Yes, of course, Sharmili. And I'm sure our students and parents, they understand what are the different avenues they can open up themselves into after graduating, with architecture. So thank you so much, Sharmili. Actually, it was a joy having you today with us, and having one of our own, our own alumni to address our young minds here today. Thank you so much once again. So I think we will have you still in the meet, and we will now move on to our next guest speaker today. I would request Architect Sona to please introduce our guest of the day, Architect Nitin Pratap.
Thank you, ma'am. Architect Nitin Pratap's passion has always been art and architecture. He always wanted people to see, feel, and walk through his work and inspire and motivate people through his journey. The beauty and the simplicity of this art has helped him to further explore and gave life to the vision in his mind. Through his work, he wanted people to live in his imagination, even if it is momentarily. This led him to design for architecture, interior design, art direction, and designing film sets which he considered to be a life-sized three-dimensional. Being a designer to the renowned art director Sabu Cyril for 7 years after working on more than 25 plus successful films and numerous ad films in the Indian Tamil industry, and have worked as an art director with renowned directors like Shankar, Mani Ratnam, Raju Menon, Santosh Sivan, Farah Khan, A.R. Rahman, Vishnu Vardhan, just to name a few. Architect Nitin Pratap had completed an internship under famous architect Laurie Baker, renowned for his initiative in cost-effective, energy-efficient architecture, and designs that maximized space, ventilation, and light, and maintained an uncluttered yet striking aesthetic sensibility. He also designed and executed for a main stage award events abroad like JIFA 2003 in Dubai, JIFA 2004 in UK, JIFA 2006 in Malaysia, Vijay TV Awards, LAL 25 in Kerala, Robo 2.0 audio launch in Dubai, Mani Ratnam's Raju Menon's Nature in Renale in Chennai. Being an architect, an entrepreneur, or a successful design, a fit-out firm in Dubai named Fit-Out Habitat, and an experience of 20 years behind, Architect Nitin Pratap's one of his ability is to creatively yet practically put things together as an acknowledged and appreciated by the finest in the industry. He has learned a lot in past years, but one thing that will always stay with him was the awareness that nothing is impossible. That is, an idea that can originate in your mind can be executed in any sort of reality, shape, and form. As they say, Architect Nitin Pratap's vision is geared further to take a flight and explore the unexpected heights in architecture, interior design, exhibit design, and product design. Fit-Out Habitant is a turnkey interior fit-out company based in Dubai, UAE, operating from 2011 with a key focus on retail and commercial projects. Fit-Out Habitat company specializes in the design and the build and provide their clients with one-stop shop for the entire project for concept design, detailed technical drawings, material selection, local authority approval, project management, and site execution until the final handover as per the client requirement. Fit-Out Habitants provide a design, build, fit-out services for all sectors too. So right now we have welcome Architect Nitin Pratap here for our induction program. Welcome, sir.
Warm welcome. Nitin, we are not able to hear you.
Oh, now are you able to hear me right now? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Hi guys, you're able to hear me right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nitin, you are audible. Yeah.
Welcome guys. Thanks for having me here, by the way. Thanks to the complete management and team staffs there. Glad to hear Architect Sharmili after long 25 years, and Architect Shweta ma'am. Glad to be a part of your team actually. Thanks to the management completely for considering me to be a part of your team. I have actually been called here to speak about how, and as an architect, my life's been and how it motivates you guys in your journey. Just to brief you, I don't think I need to motivate any of you guys there. You guys are already motivated in this generation right now. Today's generation kids are actually smarter talent-wise and confident also. You guys are actually tech-savvy more than us in our generation. With the exposure to the world, with just an touch on a phone, you get a complete exposure to the world. I'm not talking about video games like Valorant, Minecraft, Roblox, anything. I'm talking about the exposure with your internet savvy, with your technology of art. Technology has changed a lot actually. Within our times, there was no mobile, no internet, no YouTube, no WhatsApp. I remember, even I'm sure Sharmili will connect, when we had our concept of design to be presented to our team of faculties, they could not incorporate it with, no, this is not happening in Malaysia, this is not happening in London, this is not happening in US. I need you to incorporate what's in Chennai. But now you already have the ability to just to experience that fact of design, which is happening in US or Dubai or Malaysia, just to have it in Chennai in your studio, in your room. I'm actually here with actually a good news. I'm not going to talk to you guys anything about studies. So just relax and just feel free, nothing about studies. But I'm going to talk to you about realities of life as an architect, which can be handled well. And with the help of your family, your friends, your staffs, your mentors, your seniors, it's a smooth ride, not a problem. You are actually sitting in one of the most prestigious field of education today. You need to really feel proud. You really just relax and feel proud about it, because it's one of the most coolest field of engineering today right now. Architecture field is just not about construction, building, interiors, like how Sharmili said. It's got a wide aspect of different fields. It can be anything as project management, but it's a mindset of a person who is creative, imaginative, calm, and a composed problem solver. There's no field as cool as an architecture. You guys are right now in your college days, so just it's the best days of your life. Just relax and enjoy. There's no tension. Just relax and feel. Because the respect for the term architect, because I've toured most part of the world and I've seen different experiences of life, seen life and experienced it. And when you meet outside in the, I'm sure most of the people will agree, when you meet outside of the different part of the world, and when you say you're an architect, that respect for the term is another level of thing. So I have seen it and I've experienced it. What I have learned in my college days is to believe in yourself, your talent. You need to have clarity on what you are actually going to be. This moment in life is actually the best moment. So it'll go on a whiff, like how I said, 5 years is just the best moments. You just need to enjoy. You're too young now, so you are having good moments to experience. Try anything out, sort it out. In course, when you're studying, you will find it's going to take a long time and all, but be patient. It's going to take its own due time. Everything will work it out. Now, there's nothing wrong and actually taking little time. If you get your job late, or if you get married late, or having your own business late, or starting your own firm late, nothing. Just relax. People will say many things. It's waste. Nothing of that sort. Just relax. Finish your 5 years course. Come out. By the time you're out, you will have a different experience. Now, the next thing which I need to talk is, when in architecture college, when we were there in our architecture college, we used to not play it safe. We used to actually try different things, but it doesn't work out too much because of the exposure of the internet, where they used to have a thing like, no, this is not possible. This is not possible outside. So we used to have a hard time to convince our staffs, like, no, sir, this is happening. It is done in other part of the countries. But right now, you already have that facility to show them like, okay, this is happening, sir. It is done in different places. So you don't have to play it safe. You can do mistakes, learn from the mistakes, and grow up. The more mistakes you do, the more you learn to step forward. There will be people to write you off. That just don't mind it. Just all you need to do is just focus and just come out separately. There's nothing more there. This time right now, which you are actually, all your students, I'm sure you might be sitting with your parents and stuff. This moment actually of this 5 years is very valuable. You can be greedy with your ambitions. I'm talking about actually to be positively greedy with your ambitions to be the best in the design, be the best in your sketching, be the best in anything. There's no problem. Be greedy, because opportunity just comes once. Once it comes, grab it. There's nothing to hold. Just grab it, go forward. We'll face the situations later. Don't worry about it. Your hard work is main thing there, because hard work, once it comes, it surely pays off. You don't have to take shortcuts and all, because there's no easy way around. There's no easy way, because if it's easy, everybody will be doing it. Just put your heart and soul into it, and whatever you do, just put your heart and soul. You never fail, actually. There's no concern of you failing or you losing or anything. You're just learning in those steps. There's nothing for you to lose. In my fifth year, actually, I was just thinking, in my fifth year, there was a big devastating experience which shattered my life. I stopped my course. I went to my hometown in Kerala. I planned to stop my course, everything. Late the whole day, just doing nothing for 3 months, because 6 months of thesis, 3 months I'd wasted and just sat there. Then I was thinking, what did I come here for? I've come to India mainly just to be, a part of an architecture field. And I thought, okay, fine, let's wake up, just dust it off the past, focused on what I need to do. Went back in the 3 months, I finished my course, and I was actually having the highest grade in the thesis. So that's the kind of focus which I had to plan later at the stage, that nothing's going to compromise my ambitions. Don't bunk is another thing which I would preferably tell your class guys. Don't bunk. You guys are anyways in the virtual thing. But if you're having a chance, don't bunk, because one day you might hear one sentence or a word from your staffs, from your class lectures, which might change your whole life. You might meet a person who might change your whole life, which can be, will be along with your whole life. I'm sure Sharmili might agree with it also. So you just have to just be there in every single presence of your day. Have a focus on your classmates, and just with your teachers, staffs, keep a good relationship with your staffs. That's the main thing, because they might give you one casual advice in a corridor or a very casual advice in a classroom, which will turn your life for sure. So just leave that, no ego. Don't have you might actually feel, your brain might explode with pressure and stuff. This is too much pressure, macha. I'm not able to handle this. Just relax, because that's a training for you to face the world outside in office. Because like how architect Sharmili said, once you step outside, there's another world of pressure there. There's another world of deadline. There's another world of, reaching your deadlines and stuff. So for that, this moment of your college, which your staffs are giving you, you have 7 days or 6 days to give your presentation, is as cool as a training, so that when you come out, you will find, I have take care of it. I have handled MGR stuff, so I can handle any of the college, or I can handle any of the, facing of the office pressures. Now, don't be judgmental is another thing which I would like to say, because I have seen the latest generation of students or face, they be judgmental on be it on your classmates, be it on your staffs, be it on your anybody. You do not know who the person is the next seat around. You will not know who is the staff, what are they facing through, what are they passing through, or how is their pressure coming to you. So just don't be judgmental. It's all you need to just relax, like how I said, just feel free, finish the course, relax and come out, so that it, you don't have to take a judgmental decision on it, because we all come from a different experience of, even your side classmate might be not having any idea what you're going through. So just like how architect Simi had just mentioned now, after graduate, what was the thing to Mr. Shamili? Even I agree to that factor also, because for me as an architect, when I finished my course, I joined before my college course finished. I had joined film field because we had this function of NASA happening there, and Sabu Cyril and Tota Dharni was there, so they had invited me to do the set designs and stage designs, and I had smoothly had a transition there. When I went, most of my seniors, my classmates, my juniors all were like, no, what are you doing? But after architecture, I felt there is a lot scope of field for you to do in product design, custom design, stage design, exhibit design, interior design, project management of architecture of buildings. So you don't have to worry about what you're going to focus. By this 5 years of time, you will have a clarity on what needs to be done. For me, actually, my experiences in architect is no big deal, just stories of my life. I like how architect Simi had said, I have been working with a world-renowned famous British architect called Laurie Baker. He was into sustainable architecture, and he had actually, I had worked with him personally for more than 7 months, where he had clearly told me it's not to have that kind of ego attitude and mindset to work. You just can relax and work with a calm mindset, without no ego, without no issues. Very simple architecture can be done. You don't have to have that high big bubble of, oh my God, I'm into architect, I'm going to meet clients. So I need to create the bubble of, very big, what do you call, fancy thing, nothing. Just relax and you can do it. After that, I had worked with Sabu Cyril, where I had every single day of experience to do a different design the very next day. One day I will be doing like my fashion show. Second day I will be doing Miss World in Bangalore. Third day I'll be doing an interior design. So the scope of interiors, scope of architecture, scope of designs, product designs was keeping on changing, which was very interesting and very passionate for me. So I could take care of it. I put personally, like how architect Sharmili said, you need to start browsing with the internet, like architects, like how she said Baba, there's architect Zara Hadid. So you start analyzing on their designs, on what they feel and how they analyzed with that design, how did they reach with that form and structure. So you guys can work towards that field. There were several people, like how I said, I was giving up sleeps at late nights just to make sure the designs were taken care, the designs for the classes were taken care. Like in your hostel, I'm sure now when you start joining, there will be friends. We'll go outside and have fun and come back. I used to reach back and stayed at night so that we could finish all the design and works and stuffs and come out. And so we have the designs. There were people write me off also, like, okay, he's gone to film field or he's gone there. How does he's going to come back? Right now, after that, I'm actually working in Dubai because I'm born and brought up here. So for me, it was easier for me to set up a firm here because I'm born and brought up here. So it was easier. Now all my classmates, all my friends are like, okay, this decision was right. So however you try your 100%, there are people who's not going to be happy. So there's no use of you waiting for them to get you impressed and, getting that things done there. So it is fine. It is not a problem. Now, the another thing which I need you to talk is, you as an architect, for you as role of an architect, you set the rules, you make the guidelines as an architect. For you at this moment, you need to understand one main thing is, you need to choose wisely the people surrounding you, because reasons are, your friends are your close influencers now. Your friends are the one who talks about, what needs to be done. This 5 years of course is actually the one which molds you to what your true character is going to be for the rest of your life. The true character of your uniqueness, which is going to be showing, okay, how you're good, in what are you good? You're good in sketching, you're good in designing, you're good in model making, you're good in decision making, you're good in having a good clarity of how to present ideas, you're good in, to logic enough to speak to your seniors, or just, it's basically on confidence base how you're going to do it. So that needs to be made sure that you select wisely, you choose wisely. We're not having, if you find there is a negativity there, have the things to say no. I'm sure because as an Indian tendency, they don't have this tendency to say no. You find it odd to say no. But as in, just relax, just have the courtesy to say no and move away from that negativity. The next thing which I want to discuss was recently, now it's recently a good term right now, very commonly being used, called depression. Depression is a very term used very normally and casually these days. Unfortunately, if we never had depression, the term depression used in our college, so we were okay with it. Now, if a design gets rejected, or if you get rejected, the fear of rejection from anything, it can be you get rejected, oh, I'm depressed, macha, I'm depressed, I cannot take it forward. That needs to be changed. That mindset needs to be changed. If it is your design, you find logic in it, you have the thing to express in it, you have the way to communicate, you have, if advice, change it. If your external critic is telling, no, I don't find this design good, or I find flaws in this design, you need to have the open-mindedness to decide and find out, okay, well, that architect is saying is correct, I find this design having some flaw, why don't I change it? It's never fear. You never fear to risk. Why are you worrying to risk? Change the design, change the options. You might come out with a better option, which you will not thank the critics for sure, but at least you will have an understanding that, okay, what the crit says is correct. I find it that way. It is basically right this moment you feel that you can take risk, a calculated and educated risk, by the way. Never stop dreaming, never feel hungry to make your dreams come true. Give your 100%. Work ethics should be mainly seen, because that is what we in a college teach you to have ethics, the ethos to have. Once you're passed out, how do you, you take it forward? So you need to have your work ethics, maintain work ethics wherever you go. It's all in the mindset. If you think your design is not possible, you might first thing which comes in your mind is, don't say I can't. You should never say I can't. All you need to say is, how can I afford to do it, and how can I take it forward, and how can I work towards it. People will say, like, this is the timeline and this is the pressure. If you think this is not feasible, you just think, okay, fine, and how do I change it, or how can I change the design so that it works out? It's all in the mindset. People will say that, same like how they said, like, money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy happiness, and mainly you're gonna hear this a lot of time now in your life for sure. People will say money can't buy happiness. All those who have said that, I'm sure they haven't sat in the back seat of an S-Class, an Audi Q7, or a Porsche Cayenne. Once they said, it's like how they say, it's better than sitting in a back seat of a Benz and crying than walking with a cycle and crying. So relax. You have to focus on what you need, your ambitions, go forward. Money surely can buy happiness until and unless you don't harm others. The next thing which I wanted to say to the students of this time is, it's a big competition which is working outside in the company, in the pressure and all. This 9 to 5 job, 9 to 18 hours job, or I work for 18 hours job, where my dad used to say me, any job, if you are not well for a week or a 2 week, we can't replace you. So don't put your complete mindset and prioritize to the company who can replace you, because by the time you finish your accomplishment, your deadlines, your timelines for the company, by the time you reach back, or you take 3 years, you finish a course and come back, or 5 years for your next thing, for a deadline for a work, you come back, you will not have time to spend with your parents. So I foresee and I prioritize much for me to be spend time with your friends, spend time with your family, because that values more than your job kind of thing. But that's not now, that is in a later stage, which I thought I should tell you guys. For next thing which I need to talk to you about was, it is the rejection which I discussed right now. For you, when you're discussing your project, you should have a logic in what you're designing. You should have a logic in what you're going to discuss with your staffs. I'm sure the staffs will help you out with different reasons, but if you find it valid enough, you should have the thing to talk to them openly and communicate. Tell them, this is the design, this is what I felt for, and this is what I think it should be done. Take responsibility is another factor which I thought, if you have done a mistake, if you think it's wrong, take responsibility. There's nothing wrong to say, yes ma'am, I've done wrong and I think it's the wrong design, I should alter it, I should change it. There's no problem in it. You might fall at some point of life. There's another thing, you might fall in some point of life. Accept it. It's inevitable. You might get embarrassed about it also. There's no wrong. I know it's not something which traditional way to talk to the first batch of students in your part of your journey, but it's inevitable. Accept it. The thing is, you move forward, because every time you fall, you learn. Every time you have a mistake, you learn. Now the thing is, you need to learn from the mistake and move forward. Never get discouraged, never hold back. Just give everything you have got, your 100%. That's all, because hard work surely pays. If it's not now, it's going to happen for the next few times, because it is not going to miss out. If you try to do shortcuts, you might go through easily and come out easily, but that's not going to stay there for a long time. My experiences taught me that, because however you try shortcut, later it's going to flop. So if you try for hard work, just it will pass throughout. Just relax and enjoy your journey of 5 years. It's gonna go in a whiff. Trust me, it's gonna go in a whiff. And I'm sure you guys will rock, because the way how I see these new generation students and everything, they are confident. They know what needs to be done. Because millennials, they don't like what needs to be told. They have their own way. They will take care of it. And if you think if any of these points could make into you, I will be really happy that you could share some, on what I had discussed and what I had felt. If you think it's working out for you, I would be glad to have it. If your management permits, I'll fly down one day, guys, to meet you guys in person. And thanks to Simi for arranging this. Thanks to Architect Indrapriya. Thanks to Shweta ma'am for arranging this. I wish you all the success in your life. And if life permits, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Nitin. Yes, we are really wanting, to have you one day at our campus. We are really looking forward to that, and I'm sure the same batch, probably we can have an interaction, live interaction, once they come back to the campus with
Yeah,
you at our campus too. Yeah, we are really looking
definitely.
forward to that. Yeah. Nitin, can I ask you something on your experience of being an intern to one of the, the one of the most celebrated architect, Laurie Baker? Because I have always understood that he never runs an office, but he just, let people out into the open, and that's where he teaches design, and that's what I'm not sure whether I've understood it right. But would you like to share your experience about your internship with architect Laurie Baker?
Sure. Just to brief you, it's a funny story. When I was there in architecture college, I'm sure all the classmates, and I'm sure all your batches also, for them architecture is a high-rise building. It's a glass structure. You face the streets. You are in a big streetscapes, and they were looking for a hi-fi internship training, where for me I personally wanted, because I was homesick, I was alone, I wanted to go back to my hometown, or I wanted to be back to Kerala. So I started searching for an architect who was there, and for me, luckily, fortunately, Laurie Baker, he, like how you said, he has an head office in Thrissur, which is my hometown. So I'd been there, and when I came there, they told no, he's like how you said, he works only from his house. He works in his house, and I said, I'm game for anything. I was ready for anything. So when I went and met him, he told there is no office as such. That's just a basic structure. You have to do on-spot design on the site, on the field, and with different locations. And that 6 months, trust me, Simi, for me, there was a place in Kollam, in next to Trivandrum, South Trivandrum, where he had built 60 houses for 60 fishermen in 60 different plants in the same square feet area. And there we all were there as trainees, me and few students were there. He will sketch it in hand. He will just sketch it on hand, give it to us. Now you take care of the construction of this. You take care of with the operation. You speak to the local vendors and get it done. So next, every cities and every house on site, on typography of the site, on site on the situations, on the climate, we stand there, we analyze it and go. He goes back to home, he does his few sketches, we go and sit with him, try to analyze that, decide, we take it out. And as interns, we were fortunate enough to be with him in his house. After working with him in 6 months, after my course, I regularly go to Cosford, and all the architects, when I am reaching there, most of the good seniors to me or good friends to me, they come to our place, we discuss on architecture, and every single time they go, it is as minimal as it is. It's not like how you think an office should be, and or how you go. Because most of their architecture happens in the forest, in the fisherman sub. He does it for the poor people, and I was so happy. You had very good on-site knowledge. So by the time I finished my course in Cape, we had a Viva crit for all the interns, where the architects were discussing with most of my classmates, and what did you do, so everyone was like, I was in 17th floor, I was in 20th floor in class. I was so happy being with the people, the masons at site, standing with them on the roof slab, and doing concrete slabbing with them, along with them. And that gave me a very good on-site knowledge on how the house should be built, how the cement should be mixed, on what rate it should be mixed, how slurry is it, because you're going to stamp on that and do your footing works for it. So it really helped me out.
Thanks, Nitin, for sharing your insights on your experience with architect Laurie Baker. I also would actually like to, highlight the few words which you, shared. The words like work ethics, not allowing anybody to judge you, to not get depressed, to not fall for peer pressure. Because I think this is something which I really appreciate that you touched on these points, because this generation, as millennial kids, they all aim for the best in life. But then your advice to them, I think, dear students and parents, this is something which you really should take on, because what even architect Nitin touched upon, this is something which the kids should really be having in their mind, to just be themselves and not to fall for any kind of pressure in life, whether it's professional or personal. I hope you'll agree with me.
No, true, true. I'll say, because I have students right now working as interns in my office from Anna University and different other colleges. I'm not naming other colleges of architecture colleges, who's actually working intern for me, and they are very happening guys. I just love their energy. I just love their nature. I just love their cool, broad-mindedness. Everything is fine, but the moment you step into them and just not criticize, forget criticize, is nothing compared with criticize, with compared with our college when we were having for our first year and second year. The moment you tell, no, this design is not good, you see them getting sad, you see them getting, not rejected. They find go into a shell, which I could not relate to it, because this design is not matching with the site, means you need to accept it. For me, it's very clear as an architect when what the client says. So what happens here is, I have seen few points is, they get rejected. They find they're going to a nutshell behind. Am I audible?
Yes.
So what happens is, they go to a nutshell inside and feels not rejected. Now that happens because I'm sure now in this college there are more than 80-90 students. For us, it is like, when we had gone to a staff and told, sir, how do you find this design? He will be standing in a corner after his canteen or when he's on his way back. He will tell in Nalalapa Matiko. We respected that factor to tell them, yes, okay, sir, now room. The thing is, now they have the rights to ask, but what happens is, so they try to go for the shortcut way on how to get it approved. That depression factor is another thing, because I have a kid also here. Even my friends who's got a grade 4 kids, grade 3 kids are now talking about depression. Why? Because I lost in Valorant game, I lost in the video game. Come on, how can you be depressed for a video game? That is not depression. When you lose your parent also, what I would suggest is not feel depressed, because you need to come out of it. And that values more for me. The next thing which you informed was the, how to say no is something which I strongly want to emphasize here. Because as Indians, we have not been used to saying no. We have not used to being saying like, no, this is not possible. Or no, I do not like to be. That can be, I'm not talking anything related to architecture. I'm talking in your life, in your personal life, in your hostel, in your college life. They will tell you like, come, you need to have the courtesy to say, no, I'm not interested. That changes a big difference. That makes a big difference. Because when you say no, like how that Talajit said, like no is a no. So you just have to stick to that term. You will have lots of issues sorted out the moment you say, because then it keeps on continuing outside. No. Yeah, like sorry to interrupt. I was just like how you said, this 5 years is actually the 5 years which is going to show them their true unique character, how good and they are, in what field they are good, in what passion they are good, in what department they're good. That needs to be analyzed even by the staffs also, to make sure what I personally feel should be done by the staffs, to tell to them like, you are good in this, you are actually good in your communication. I had it. I don't know, I had a staff in which I would never forget, Mr. Parthiban sir, in my first year or second year, and it's changed my life, to be very honest. We never had this CAD systems coming up. That was the last time when we were in 4th year, 5th year, we had CAD drawings just coming up in Chennai, where you can study CAD drawings and you can study this. So everybody, 99% of all the students of all the years of batch of students were rushing to CAD centers to study CAD drawings on how to make CAD drawings and stuff. So I was in hostel year. I went to the staff and told, sir, do you think I need to go for this? He was very casually sitting in some corner of a tea shop, and he told, don't do that. You're already good in sketching. The courtesy to tell to me that you're already good in sketching is where actually bought me here. that my passion towards sketching, my parts towards painting, live sketching, live thing was the one which made me do all the exhibit designs and product designs. Even working for Laurie Baker and Sabu Sir was my on-the-spot sketching ability. That was bought by a staff in my second year, telling you're good in sketching, you're good in it, just maintain that till your fifth year and present your thesis in fifth year. He passed away when I was in the third year, but I maintained that till my fifth year thesis and got the highest part. That is another point. But my point here was when he suggested, when his staff suggests, like you're good in it, which I would emphasize to all the staffs here also. You just have to just look at a guy and tell him, or a girl and tell him, you're good in this, stick to this, and you'll reach somewhere. That is going to make a big difference in their life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm available. Ah, okay. Thank you, Nitin and Sharmili. It's been a long time since we met. I hope to see you in Chennai soon. I hope all your advice and your thought process, how you were as an architecture student, and now how you practice. I think our students and at both graduation and master level should take up your advice and go accordingly. So I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for accepting our invite, Nitin. And Sharmili, thanks, because I think now you are sleeping. I think you are in the sleeping mode. So thank you. Sorry to disturb you also, and hope to see you soon, both of you and other alumni in Chennai for a big alumni meet. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a
Bye.
lot.
Good morning, all. I will read out the rules of students' conduct and behavior guidelines in English, which will be followed by Architect Vaishnavi ma'am in Tamil. Okay, am I clear? Okay. Mobile phones are strictly banned inside the university campus. Parents can contact Dean office by dialing 98408 in case of emergency. I'll repeat the number 98408 Wearing and display of ID card is compulsory in the campus. Use of panpara, gutka, chewing gums, or other tobacco products are strictly prohibited. A minimum of 75% attendance is compulsory to write the university exams. Absence for even one period in forenoon or afternoon section would be counted as being absent for half a day respectively. Boys should wear formals only, tucked in neatly. Jeans and t-shirts are not allowed. Chappals, sports shoes, or shoes with spikes are not allowed. Girls should wear salwar kameez with dupatta. Any form of other dressing is not allowed. Ragging by any means is strictly prohibited within the campus and hostel grounds. In case of any ragging incident within the campus, students can report to the anti-ragging cell coordinated by Engineer Pankumar Elango. Students should not scribble on desk or the wall. That is, they should not spoil the classroom or the campus in any manner. Students are advised not to indulge in any indisciplinary activities which will lead to disciplinary action. To help the students handle the transition from school to college, a counseling section is available in the campus to solve both the personal and academic issues. There is a separate common room for both boys and girls. A medical center to handle any emergency medical situation functions at the adjacent block. First aid facilities is available in the campus. A special concession of one period is given for namaz on Friday for Muslim students. Students should not roam near the construction area in the premises due to safety reasons. Students are strictly warned not to indulge in any mischievous or illegal activities outside the campus, as the university will not be responsible for such cases. Students have to keep their valuables under their safe custody at all times. Students must take utmost care and caution while handling the laboratory instruments. Students have to enter the phase 2 campus before the first bell at 9:20. Parents are advised to contact Dean Architecture for any clarifications. Thank you. I will hand over the translation of the same to Vaishnavi ma'am.
தேங்க்யூ மேம். இன்று ஆன்லைனில் கூடியிருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் டாக்டர் எம்ஜிஆர் பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் சார்பாக வரவேற்கிறேன். மாணவர்களுக்கான பொது விதிமுறைகளை நான் தமிழில் எடுத்துரைக்க வந்திருக்கிறேன். முதலாம் ஆண்டு பிஆர்க் வளாகத்தில் கைபேசி முற்றிலும் தடை செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. டீன் அலுவலகம் அருகில் உள்ள பொது தொலைபேசியை மாணவர்கள் தங்களுடைய அவசர உதவிக்கு பயன்படுத்தலாம். பெற்றோர் அவசர உதவிக்கு டீன் அலுவலகத்தில் உள்ள தொலைபேசி எண் 9840867317 என்ற எண்ணில் தொடர்பு கொள்ளலாம். மாணவர்கள் தங்களுக்கு அளிக்கப்படும் அடையாள அட்டையை தினமும் கட்டாயமாக அணிந்து வர வேண்டும். பான்பராக், குட்கா, பபிள்கம் மற்றும் புகையிலை பயன்படுத்துவது முற்றிலுமாக தடை செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. வருகை பதிவேட்டில் குறைந்தபட்சம் 75 விழுக்காடுகள் இருந்தால் மட்டுமே மாணவர்கள் பல்கலைக்கழக தேர்வுக்கு அனுமதிக்கப்படுவார்கள். காலை அல்லது மதியம் ஒரு பாட வகுப்பிற்கு வராவிட்டால் அரை நாள் வருகை பதிவை இழக்க நேரிடும் என்பதை கவனத்தில் கொள்ளவும். மாணவர்கள் முறையான உடை ஃபார்மல்ஸ் அணிந்து வர வேண்டும். ஜீன்ஸ், டிஷர்ட், செருப்பு மற்றும் விளையாட்டு காலணிகள் அணிய அனுமதி கிடையாது. மாணவிகள் சல்வார் கமீஸ், துப்பட்டா அணிந்து வர வேண்டும். மற்ற வகை ஆடைகள் அணிய அனுமதி கிடையாது. பல்கலைக்கழகம் மற்றும் தங்கும் விடுதியில் மற்றவர்கள் மனதை புண்படுத்தக்கூடாது மற்றும் கிண்டலுருத்தம் முற்றிலுமாக தடை செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. பல்கலைக்கழக வளாகத்தில் மாணவர்கள் ராகிங் அல்லது கிண்டலுருத்தம் நடைபெற்றால் உடனடியாக கிண்டலுருத்தம் தடுப்பு குழுவிற்கு தெரிவிக்கவும். தடுப்பு குழு மையத்தின் ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளர் பேராசிரியர் திரு பொன்குமார் இளங்கோ அவர்கள், மாணவர்கள் தங்களுடைய இருக்கைகள், சுவர்கள் ஆகியவற்றில் எழுதுதல், முற்றிலும் வகுப்பறைகளை அசுத்தம் செய்தல் கூடாது. ஒழுக்கக்கேட்டில் ஈடுபடும் மாணவர்கள் மீது தனிப்பட்ட முறையில் கடுமையான நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கப்படும். பள்ளியில் இருந்து கல்லூரிக்கு வரும் புதிய மாணவர்கள் பல வகையான இடரல்களை சந்திக்க நேரிட்டால் இவற்றிலிருந்து மீண்டு வர மாணவர்கள் கல்லூரி வளாகத்தில் உள்ள அறிவுரை மையத்தை அணுகலாம். மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கென்று தனியாக ஓய்வு அறை அமைக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. அவசர மருத்துவ சிகிச்சை பெற எதிர் வளாகத்தில் மருத்துவ மையம் செயல்பட்டு வருகிறது. கல்லூரி வளாகத்தில் மருத்துவ முதலுதவி வசதி உள்ளது. முஸ்லிம் மாணவர்களுக்கு வெள்ளிக்கிழமைகளில் தொழுகைக்கு செல்ல 1 மணி நேரம் அனுமதி அளிக்கப்படுகிறது. பல்கலைக்கழக வளாகத்தில் வெளியே மாணவர்கள் ஒழுக்கத்துடன் நடந்து கொள்ள அறிவுறுத்தப்படுகிறார்கள். கல்லூரி வளாகத்தின் வெளியே நடக்கும் அத்துமீறலான செயல்களுக்கு பல்கலைக்கழகம் பொறுப்பேற்காது என்பதை கவனத்தில் கொள்ளவும். மாணவர்கள் தங்களுடைய விலையுயர்ந்த பொருட்கள் மற்றும் உடைமைகளை கவனமாக பார்த்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். பல்கலைக்கழக கட்டுமான பணிகள் நடைபெறும் இடங்களுக்கு மாணவர்கள் செல்வதை தவிர்த்தால் விபத்துகளை தவிர்க்கலாம். ஆய்வுக்கூடத்தில் லேபில் உள்ள கருவிகளையும் இயந்திரங்களையும் கவனத்துடன் கையாள வேண்டும். மாணவர்கள் கல்லூரி நாட்களில் 1வது மணி அடிப்பதற்குள், அதாவது காலை 9:20க்குள் கல்லூரி வளாகத்தினுள் கண்டிப்பாக இருக்க வேண்டும். பெற்றோர்கள் தங்களின் சந்தேகங்களை ஆர்க்கிடெக்சர் துறையில் உள்ள டீன் அலுவலகத்தை அணுகி தெரிந்து கொள்ளலாம். நன்றி.
Thank you, Vaishnavi ma'am. We now would like to play a virtual tour to the Faculty of Architecture for you.
I request all of you to be patient. There is a network issue in our college. We'll be presenting you the screen in just a few minutes.
Thank you all.
Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. S. Radha Ramohan.
Welcome back, everyone, to our session. So then, I'm sure you all would have understood how colorful our campus life is. However, we will have to wait to have you at our campus. As we said earlier, due to the pandemic, we will run in the online mode. But definitely, we will keep you informed on when we are going to start the classes in the campus. But I'm sure you're all excited to come to the campus and study from us. I would like to now run through a presentation which will take you through the academics part, which you should be aware of. So after that, we will have a query session. So we will just have a look at this now. So this is what we call as Diksharam, which means how you start off a new educational, academic session in your life. So we would like to, take you through the semester part and the academics part of it. We already have introduced you to our director, Professor Meenakshi Parthasarathy, Dean Dr. Shweta Madhusudanan, our HOD, Professor Architect Radhika, additional HOD, Professor Architect Fatima Taskin, Deputy HOD, Architect Indrapriya. We also would like you to get acquainted with our administrative officer, Engineer Karthikeyan, and our management coordinator, Engineer Madhusudanan. As we already shared in the video, we are actually accredited by these bodies, as you can see over here. We also have curricular, co-curricular, and our signature events, which we have once every year. This is something which we really want you to pay attention to, how we communicate with you. Whether you come to the campus and study or it's in the online mode, this is something which you really need to pay attention to, how the communications, that is at the official level, what are the tools that are being used, and we will help you to download these apps and then log in, and that will happen in the next couple of days during the orientation program. So we use a student management system called Jack Prodigy, where we use the Jack Prodigy portal to sign in and send you the most important communications at the managerial level as well as at the department level. So that is something which we are gonna talk about through. It gives an end-to-end integrated solution for all your educational needs. Yeah, it bridges the gap in communication between the department and the staff, students, and the parents. You can receive announcements through the via SMS, email, or through the website via Jack Prodigy. All assignments shall be shared via Jack Prodigy. The timetable is all set and ready to be viewed by you. Lesson plans will be posted in Jack Prodigy, which you can access. All the lectures, daily lectures, everything, the subject syllabus, the notes, the references, everything shall be posted in Jack Prodigy, which you can refer. And parents' contact number and email ID is also a part of this, where we also would appreciate if the parents can monitor the academic performance and progress of their wards through the Jack Prodigy. This is how it looks like. So not to worry, we are going to help you in the next couple of days how to work with it, downloading the app, signing up, verifying the data, monitoring the daily activities, getting the insights, and making the decisions. So the Jack Prodigy is the official communications that we maintain and follow. Next, coming to the online classes which you are going to have in the in the coming month, because after the induction program or after today's session, we are going to have a 1 month long orientation program, because we believe in not taking you all directly into the academics of it. We would like you to slowly break the ice and then understand the very important aspects of how to get into the how to get into the online learning methodology. Okay, and we are going to have a lot of interactive events in the coming up next couple of weeks. So we have something called a Google meeting rooms, like the one which we are having today, which will be used as a virtual remote classroom. Yeah, and all of you will be added to the Google meeting rooms from tomorrow officially, so that you will have an automatic entry into it. We need not add you into it. Yeah, separate meeting rooms are designed and maintained for BARC, MARC, and BDES, and the department G meets are managed and monitored by the ARC online class, which is a department level monitoring tool. And this is how the online mode of class schedule happens: the forenoon session, the afternoon session, and you are, as expected, required to log in to the meeting rooms 5 minutes before your lectures begin. And theory subjects, as you see on the left hand side, our curriculum is divided into theory cum studio, and studio subjects. Your theory subjects will be handled by the respective faculty members. The theory cum studio will be handled by more than one faculty member. So you will have a mentor as a faculty, and one faculty per 20 students ratio shall be maintained. And for studio subjects, for example, that is for the design, we also follow the same format. This is how it happens. We have separate mentor breakout rooms in the Gmeet. That is, you will log in into the main Gmeet room, and then you will disperse into the individual breakout rooms for your faculty mentor discussions. And we will let you also know about the assessments, that is the examinations, the internal assessments and the university examinations. So we have 2 continuous assessments every semester, which will be followed by an end semester university examinations. Now, reviews shall be conducted for the subjects which are theory based, theory cum studio based, and the studio based subjects. The review shall be graded and marked, and all the schedules of these reviews shall be intimated to the students well in advance via Jack Prodigy and the Google Classroom notifications. University examinations for the studio subjects like design, building construction, etc. We have a Viva VOC, which will be juried by external panel members. So for the studio subjects and the theory cum studio subjects, you have 4 reviews. And we have the assessments that happen for theory subjects and the theory cum studio subjects. CAT 1, that is a continuous assessment 1, continuous assessment 2, and you have a weightage of 20% for the assignments, 10% weightage for your attendance, which all add up to 100%. So this is how your internal assessments for each subject, whether it is theory cum studio, or studio subjects, are maintained. So you need to have a pass in your internal assessments. And we have a well-established library. We also have the e-learning resources, which your respective subject staffs will share as and when required. So we already talked to you about the consultancy service, which Faculty of Architecture has, the SLL Architect and Associates. This is an open house, which we conduct at the end of every semester, where the parents are allowed to come into the campus and see the works exhibited, done by their own, wards. And as mentioned, we have our clubs. The club memberships shall be initiated via Google Forms from the 1st of November. And all this were actually mentioned in the video, so not going into details. We have the co-curricular and extracurricular activities. the workshops, the seminars, the webinars, guest lectures, conference, sketch, which is an intercollegiate symposium and culturals. And very happy to share that we have the sketch 2021 coming up very soon. So I'm sure you all will be able to partake in that. We also have RAIN, which is a signature event for student culturals, that is the interdepartmental student cultural activities. Intramural sports, which is again interdepartment sports activities. And coming to the last segment of the Diksharam, after today's session, we will have the orientation program for the B Arc and B Design students from tomorrow till the 29th of October. So please stay tuned for these classes. We'll be further sending you instructions regarding the orientation program later today in the evening. And MARC students will commence their regular classes from the 11th of October, that is the coming Monday onwards. So I hope that is clear to all of you. We are now open for queries from our parents and students if you have any. Before that, I would just like to also, mention we're very happy to share the fact that Council of Architecture 2020 had organized a Students Award for Excellence in Documentation of Architectural Heritage. In that category of indigenous dwellings organized by the Delhi Development Authority, 4 entries went from Faculty of Architecture, and all 4 entries were awarded in this category. So very happy to share that with you all. Also, we will be sharing, posting in the chat box a Google form to just have your basic details and attendance for the induction program, which will also help us to have you all logged in easily from tomorrow for the orientation program. So we are now open for queries. Would like to invite any kind of queries from all of you, in case you have. Dear students and parents, we are open for queries now. Dear students and parents, do you have any queries for us? Students, please fill this Google form first, after which we will take your queries. Thank you. We'll give you 5 minutes to fill this Google form. So please do that.